Other non-cellular infectious agents, Chapter 5, Topic 5.5. In this topic we will be discussing satellite viruses, virioids, and prions. At the end of this recorded lecture you should be able to name 2 non-cellular infectious agents besides viruses. Satellite viruses are viruses that are defective in some way. They have lost the gene for capsid protein or for viral enzymes they need, and the cell doesn't make. They are called satellite viruses because they must infect a host cell at the same time as another virus. The other virus supplies what the defective virus needs. They just as easily could have been named mooch or leech viruses. Often a satellite virus makes the disease worse than if a person was infected with just one virus. Virioids are plant pathogens. They differ from viruses in that their RNA genomes are very small. Here's some virioids in comparison with a bacterial phage. And they don't ever form capsids, even when the virus is co-infected with another virus. Virioids cause some rather significant diseases of crop plants. Some diseases are caused by rogue proteins. Originally we thought that some slow-progressing diseases of the nervous system were caused by viruses that replicated slowly, or had a long period of latency before they finished their cycles. The diseases were all characterized by plaques forming in the brains of the infected patient. And plaques are areas in the brain where neurons had died. Well, as it turns out, the diseases are caused by misfolded neuroproteins. When folded properly, these proteins perform a vital function in the neuron, but when misfolded, they don't perform their function. Instead, they go around forcing functioning proteins into the misfolded shapes. The misfolded proteins continue to force functioning proteins into the misfolded shape, and on and on and on. Pretty soon the cell can't function and it dies. That's where the holes in the brain show up. As more and more holes or plaques form, the brain stops doing its function, and disease and eventually death results. The scary thing about these misfolded proteins is that they are stable to heat, acid, and most disinfectants. In other words, you can't kill them or denature them by cooking, stomach acid, or disinfecting surfaces and instruments. If you eat neural tissue from an infected cow in your hamburger, the prions pass through your stomach and are taken up in the intestine. From there they move to the brain, where they perform their deadly work. The only way to denature prions is by incineration, burning them to charcoal, or by certain enzymes. Now, before you panic and stop eating hamburgers, mad cow disease, the most famous of the prion diseases, has been seen in this country only twice, and the meat of the infected cow never made it into the human food supply. But prions are still pretty scary. Well, that's it for this topic. It was pretty short. You should now be able to name 2 non-cellular infectious agents besides viruses. And if you want to talk more about mad cow disease and variant Crutchfield-Jacob disease, which is basically mad cow disease in humans, be sure to bring that up in lecture.